Hey, welcome to Board Game Today. I'm Brett. In my hands is the Bandai Ultramarine Primaris Captain and Gravis Armour. It is the latest and maybe the final figure for Warhammer 40,000 from Bandai. There hasn't been anything, I think, shown or hinted at lately other than maybe some chibi figures. So it'll be interesting to see if they continue this line. Now, a lot has changed since this line initially launched quite a while ago, and there's now a lot of competition out there. There's not just the line from McFarlane Toys, but Joy Toy is also has their own Warhammer 40,000 figure line. So it's been very, very interesting to compare everything to each other. Now, the Bandai is, I will say, price-wise, the highest end, or the higher end. I think there's really one more that is higher, but not really readily available. So it's kind of interesting to see how this compares to everything out there. There's actually Primaris Captain and Gravis Armour that'll be coming out from Joy Toy. So when that eventually comes, it's fascinating. Alright, we get the very large box. There's actually instructions with this one, how to put it all together, which I don't know how to feel about that. So generally my take on these figures has been that, you know, they're okay. I feel like for the price you should be getting a lot more with it, a lot more to it. You know, they were cool to see to begin, especially when they were like the only thing out there. But again, there's a lot of competition, and I think price-wise, these just figures aren't really worth it. You know, they're kind of cool in their own way, but overall, I think I'd rather spend money on Joy Toy or even the McFarlane figures. Alright. So one thing I will say, okay, already the big difference on this is this one feels like it's got some heft to it. One of my criticisms of the previous figures has been that they are very plasticky. They are very light and not quite with it. This is a metal sword. This one's plastic, this one's metal, which is fascinating. That is really, really interesting. We have all sorts of things to throw in here. Let's get the figure totally put together. There's one more thing to cut. That's the rest. Alright, let's get all various parts. There, alright. It actually says detach this. Put this in here. This one has a little bit more assembly than previous ones. Cape. I don't know what's on the cape. It's a little weird. Okay, the leg Swanson things. So these slide, there's like a little hook here, like that. Okay, this is smart in that these are all the same. So they didn't make it that complicated. Okay, so I don't know how well. They slide into the side here and hook at the bottom. Alright. Let's get the backpack on. So you can pop one of these off. No, that's not right. I want to pop one of these off. Oh, no, this is what we want. This goes like this. It goes like that. So now we've got... Alright. Looks like we get extra leg things, whatever you want to call them. Right hand, open hand, cable, hard. Alright, so it looks like we get like extra leg things, which is good. That's not a bad thing. So we get some extra parts here. There's also 2 swords. The Power Sword diecast is just for display, not for posing. Power Sword light is for posing. Interesting. Ha! I just kind of popped off. Where is... So we got one hand here. Oh, there's the other hand. It's like, did we get a missing part again? All right, so let's do the breakdown on the posability. Feet, side to side. This base, it feels like it might be metal here. Knee, good movement. Hip, side to side movement. Back and forth as well. Head's really loose that you can see. Arm, you know, slightly limited by the shoulder, but not bad. Elbow definitely has movement. You can see hand, fingers all move, which is kind of impressive. Elbow. Yeah, we got movement there. So when it comes to posability, the figure is very, very posable. I'm going to say, out of all the ones they've released so far, this is the most impressive. It's also the most expensive figure they've released so far. The detail is actually pretty solid on this one. It actually has some heft to it. There are metal... Keep on popping the hand off. There are actual metal parts to it. I can feel the weight of the figure. Let's go put the sword in hand and get at least one cool pose out of this. This is what I kind of was hoping for with all of the figures, but they finally, I think, nailed this one when it really comes down to it. The shading, the coloring is, I think, far better than what we've seen so far. You can see much more detail on the shoulders. Of course, you've got the gauntlet with the nice chain on it. I say again, like, I wish there was maybe a little bit of shading and coloring there. The sword has an attempt at, I'm going to guess this is supposed to be power sword, so there's at least some attempt on that. The metal sword is actually unexpected. I think really, really kind of cool. Overall, this is nice. This is what we've been looking for. Of course, you got the detail of the stuff on the waist with actual chain. These are metal, not plastic. There's weight to these. A lot of this is plastic, so that's metal. This is all plastic. It feels like the feet are metal. There's some weight to the feet, and it doesn't... Like, basically, my issue with a lot of the others is they felt like a plastic toy. It felt like a model kit for, you know, $100 or whatever they were. Like, this feels much more like a high-end figure. The only negative I got right now is the head is very, very loose, but, you know, maybe that's going to make posing a little bit easier, and if it was tighter, it wouldn't be. So out of all the figures they've released, this one is the best by far. It's not even close. And I'm going to say I really kind of wished the entire line was like this to start, and I probably wouldn't have crapped on it the entire time. Still, you know, my guess is when the Joy Toy figure comes out, it's going to be, what, it's like, what, $65 for it? You know, compared to 200 something for this, like, you might as well get the Joy Toy. The details of that line is insane, and you know, they're just an awesome, amazing line of toys. So overall, like, is this worth the money? But I will say it is a vast improvement of all the other figures that Bandai has put out for the Warhammer 40,000 line. If they could keep up this and do some other figures, Grey Knight, Sisters Battle, stuff like that, would be really, really cool, as opposed to basically variations of the same damn figure. So this one, it has some heft, it's got some great detail, it's got really cool accessories. Boom. It has a lot to it that stands out and makes this a really solid figure. Whether or not it's worth the money, that's a whole other debate, but I'm not disappointed like the other ones, and unlike the White Scar, it doesn't look like I'm missing any parts and getting screwed over as far as that. So this is going to be very difficult to get. I will do my best to find some links where you can purchase your own. Who knows where I'm going to find those, so good luck to that. Of course, if you want the latest figure reveals and reviews, you can check us out right here at Board Game Today. We're keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, I always appreciate it. If you want the latest game news, role-playing games, trading card games, miniature games, GW news, all that, check us out every single day at BoardGameToday.com. Of course, we're on Facebook, Tumblr, YouTube, Instagram, all at Board Game Today, keeping it nice and consistent. So until next time, keep rolling those dice and get your game on. Hey, thanks for watching Board Game Today. We always appreciate your views and your support, but there are so many ways for you to support our site. Not only can you do it right here on video, but you can go and check us out at BoardGameToday.com, where we have more news, reviews, interviews, everything you could ever want. But since you're here, if you could, you can always give us a like, subscribe, or share our videos, or watch something else. Is always much appreciated, and get your game on.